someone putting the idea out there. Sometimes big things have small beginnings. With that, I'll probably hand it off to the general evaluator. When I asked him, well, how should I introduce him, he said, anything you wish. All I can say, he's a really cool person to be with. Every time I talk to him, he's always got a smile on his face and a very kind individual. Please give a warm welcome to Raghunath Mishra. Hello?
No, Raghu, you're not audible.
Raghunath? Raghunath? Can't hear you.
Raghunath, would you like to take off your headset and try speaking? Disconnect the...
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Not sure if there is. Sorry about that. Thank you, TM Modi, for this wonderful introduction. Good afternoon, Toastmasters, and welcome guests. As a general evaluator, I will be watching the proceeding of this meeting, and at the end of the evaluation section, I will share my feedback. To perform this activity of evaluation, I have a tag team consists of the timer, the R counter, and the grammarian rules. Let me introduce them. Our first role, the timer role, is played by a person who envisioned to become a dynamic leader by joining Toastmaster. His past performance in Medley has shown a glimpse of his thought and dream to become a leader. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Mohan Sundaram to brief us about his role. Toastmaster Mohan Sundaram.
Thank you, G. Fellow Toastmasters, respected DTMs, and welcome guests. Good afternoon. As a timer, I will time the timetable, speakers, formal speeches, and evaluators. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using green, yellow, and a red card, which denote the specific time remaining. For the prepared speeches, 5 to 7 minutes. I will flash the green card at 5 minutes, amber at 7 minutes, and finally red at 8 minutes. 30 seconds will be awarded for the grace time. The speaker will have to finish it. Those who speak more than 8 minutes and 30 seconds will be disqualified. For the evaluators, 2 to 3 minutes. I will flash the green card. At 2 minutes, amber at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and finally red at 3 minutes. 30 seconds will be awarded to finish of the speech. And finally, table topics 1 to 2 minutes. I will flash the green at 1 minute, amber at 1 minute 30 seconds, and finally red at 2 minutes. 30 seconds will be awarded to finish the remark.
Mohan, one of the speech is 10 to 12 minutes, not 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Please look into the agenda.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohan Sundaram. Today's R counter is a lady who is a foodie as well as a fashionista. And she has a dream. She has a dream to participate in the She has a dream to play the role of to bring the upliftment of the socio-economic conditions of the society as well as the country. To backend this, she has pursued her master's in economics in the Madras School of Economics. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster I'm sorry.
Hello Ji. Hello everyone.
Toastmaster
Lovely.
yeah, Toastmaster Lovely Aryan to brief us about her role.
Okay, thank you Ji. Hello everyone. My duty as a counter is to listen to verbal distractions such as ook and so. I'll also keep track of repetitions and long pauses. I will read my report at the end of the meeting and when called upon Ji. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lovely Aryan. Our today's grammarian is a young lady who not only dreams, but also envision a roadmap to achieve it by joining Toastmaster. According to her, actions speak about dreams, but without any action, the dreams are useless. So please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Amita to brief us about her role. Over to Toastmaster Amita.
Hello, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmasters, and fellow guests. I hope all of you can hear me. So today as grammarian, my duty is to pay very close attention to the English language usage by our role players as well as our speakers. I would take note of all the good and bad usages of the English language, and I will let you know when called upon by the general evaluator. As grammarian, it's my duty to also introduce today's word of the day. And fortunately, our general evaluator already used it once. The word of the day of today is envision. The word of the day today is going to be used in its verb form, which means imagine as a future possibility or visualize. So this word in a sentence can be said as, she envisioned the admiring glances of her guests looking into her house. So the word of the day means visualize. So I will hand over my report when called upon by the general evaluator by the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Amita, for the update. Our next team consists of a set of evaluators whom I will introduce during the evaluation section. Over to TM Modi. Thank you. TM Modi.
Karan, you're on mute, Karan.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Raghunath sir, Raghunath Bhai. Let's get to the prepared speakers. And the first speaker of the day is Varshini Suresh. And the name of her speech is My Mente Story. But before we get into that, maybe have our evaluator, Janganathan, give a preview of what she's going to present today.
Okay, Karan. The main important objective for her, this speech, she's giving her level 2 project 3 from Innovative Planning Project. The objective is to define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The second objective for her is to share some of her experience as a prodigy. All the best, Varshini.
Thank you for that, Janganathan. Varshini Suresh, My Mente Story. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Toastmaster of today. 2 months back, I was guiding some of my college juniors in an innovative project. Since their idea was to compile both hardware and software inside the same project, it was very difficult for them to communicate their ideas and work properly within themselves. That's when I told them, sorry, that's when I told them to think on what were the objectives and the time available for them to complete the project. The team then systematically allocated and worked amongst themselves, and the project was then a great success. That day, I realized the actual power behind mentoring. Hello, Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Good afternoon. A year and a month ago, I was a regular guest to Medley. I still had a month to turn 18 to join in as a member. Yet, I got to meet a lot of great speakers and established mentors. I wanted to choose a mentor who will be able to understand my strengths and weaknesses. So I began a silent search in every meeting, and in one such outdoor meeting at Writer's Cafe, I met my mentor for the first time. He was the speaker that day. After hearing him speak, I felt, yes, I have found the right person as my mentor. Once the meeting was over, I quickly ran up to him. Even before I could introduce myself, he hurriedly gave some suggestions on my table topic speech that day. I, as usual, interrupted him and said, Sir, if I join this club, will you be my mentor? He paused for a moment and said, Yes. I seriously didn't know why I chose him as my mentor because he was considered one of the difficult mentors by others. When I started preparing for my first speech, I realized how difficult it was to make him accept my script. He wanted me to be clear about all the objectives and the contents of this speech. So I felt a bit restricted. I used to find it very difficult to cope up in the beginning with his standard of thinking. But slowly I tried to understand the motive behind his way of thinking. When pushed into a conceptual framework, you feel that your creativity is curtailed. Actually not. It actually stops you from straying and wasting your time. Right from scripting till delivery, there was no delay from his end. Not only good scripting did I learn from a mentor, but also some vital lessons in visual communication. Each meeting flyer was an acid test for me. Have you come across any person who gives 40 corrections in a 4-line poster? Every time he came up with a correction, I used to get really irritated. I didn't know why I joined the VPPR subcommittee and later became the VPPR itself. But I realized it's not just good words and language that I learned from my mentor, but something that I'm still striving hard to cultivate. Discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. As all of you know, my mentor is known as Mr. Perfect in whatever he does. His meticulous analysis of scripts, minutes of the meeting, had made me think that he has no other work other than Toastmasters. But again, I was wrong. It is how well he was disciplined in time management, punctuality, and perfection. The utmost care he gives in correcting my script and explains the reason behind ensures that I don't repeat the same mistake. That's the major takeaway as a mentee. A famous quote by Benjamin Franklin. Tell me, I forget. Teach me, I may learn. Involve me, and I'll learn. According to me, my mentor follows this quote. We have had some quarrels, misunderstandings, but still, the trust he has on his mentee and the trust and the respect I have for him has always made me choose the right direction in life till date. Thank you, sir, for showing me to stand by guide and also have guided me across all the difficult walks till date and gave me the hope that you will keep supporting me in all my future endeavors. My mentee story has just begun. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Varshini. That was a very interesting speech. I really like the way you presented that. Okay, moving on to our next speaker. Let me introduce Mr. Raghunath Nair, and I will let me just give a brief intro about him. He currently works for Nissan in charge of connected car project for Africa, for the African Middle East and India, and is an addict of Toastmasters since it has helped him a lot because of the eminent personality that he was able to meet and learn from. Before we get into his speech, may I call upon the Balamulli K to give a preview of what he is about to say.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Toastmaster Raghunath Nair is actually giving his project 3 today, the title being Smell the Roses. The objectives for this project are understand the concept and nature of motivational method in management, apply a 4-step motivational method with objectives to persuade and inspire, deliver a motivational speech to persuade an audience to agree with your management proposal. The time given here is 10 to 12 minutes. Timer, please note. Thank you, and all the very best to Raghunath Nair for his speech. Over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Balamulli. So, Raghunath Nair, smell the roses. Raghunath Nair, smell the roses. The floor is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Karan. How many people here has joined Toastmasters for a career? Possibly advancement in their career or working on presentations and delivering it. Anybody here join Toastmaster to be more assertive or rather like some kind of shake the shyness? A little bit, right? So these kind of confluence of little bit makes this great Toastmaster fraternity. But there are around 358,000 Toastmasters around the world, which is spread across 141 countries, I believe, and somewhere around 16,000 plus clubs. I don't think so. It is the same reason as yours why they have joined Toastmasters. So in this Toastmaster journey, you're not going to find somebody having the same exact reason as yours on why they have joined Toastmasters. Fellow Toastmasters and future Toastmasters, a warm good afternoon to all of you. As our TMOD introduced, I work for Nissan, and as part of the job rotation, I happened to handle HR for almost 3 years. And the positive thing that I like about this job was the opportunity that I got to speak and listen to a lot of people. It's all like variety of people. But one of the common things that I found with a lot of youngsters is the need for the impact that they want to have in the job they do. And if they don't find it in the first 1 year or 1.5 years, they plan to quit. It's like they want to reach the summit fast, but they miss that overall journey in reaching the summit. The journey is really arduous, long, and sometimes difficult. If you don't ask for help and learn that skill set need to reach that summit, you're sure to fall off it. It requires a lot of patience. Let me take you all to another different topic and ask a question. To all the members who have the arranged marriage, do you love your wife? I know most of you do, but can you prove me the exact moment when you started loving your wife? It's very difficult to pinpoint. It's easy to prove your love to wife over a period of time as it is a gradual process that has come. Like one of my favorite examples, which I always quote, you go to a gym to get fit, right? So the first day you go out to the gym to work out, come back, look at the mirror, you will see nothing. You go out to the next day, come back and look at the mirror, you see nothing. So clearly there is no result that can be measured in such short span, and it's not effective. So after 1 week, you quit. But if you fundamentally believe that this is the right course of action and you stick to the regime, you'll start seeing the results over a period of time. The need for patience in learning things and by asking questions to yourself rather than assuming things. Observing other colleagues to learn from their experiences must. So to all the members in our club, when you see this experienced Toastmaster deliver the project flawlessly, it's the time and the patience that they have invested in themselves at Toastmasters to improve themselves. Even now, I have butterflies in my stomach when I deliver a project. And the best advice I've got in the Toastmaster journey is that for any project, you need to have a good opening, a body, and a conclusion. And the turn is, and nobody else other than you know what you're going to speak. That's kind of advice which you get and you learn in Toastmasters. Our Medley Club fortunately has the right mix of generations, like from millennials to Generation X, Y, where we can learn to be patient by smelling the rose or ask questions like a kid and improve ourselves. I was lucky to be part of such Toastmasters, many such Toastmasters in my Toastmaster journey, especially in Middle East. And one of the clubs that I want to highlight is the WMC Toastmasters in Bahrain. It also had a mix of generations like Medley. And one of the best experience is the opportunity that the club members created is we all got together and enacted a remake of Shakespeare Othello with all Middle Eastern characters. Like if you've seen the film Omkara in Hindi or Kalyatam in Malayalam. And after a long time after my school days, I got the opportunity to act as Rodrigo. So in the journey of creating that script, developing the costumes, like helping each characters with positive evaluation was one of the most cherished experience that I had in the Toastmasters. At Medley, we also have such teams. We need to come up with such out-of-the-box ideas. For example, like having a short film competition among the clubs in District 82. They'll bring an opportunity to building the relationship among the Medlians rather than aiming just to complete the project and reaching DTM. We need, as I said, we need to enjoy the Toastmaster journey like how we smell the roses. And as a team, we need to do it together. So as a team, how do we do it? So, Toastmasters are like the cooperative societies that we have. The members within themselves elect the leaders for a stipulated time, based on which they do their activities for a period of, say, 6 months or to 1 year, depending on the club's thing. And the members will elect the leaders. The success of the cooperative society doesn't depend upon its leaders, but the positive involvement of the members. And within the few weeks, I believe we will have the opportunity in Medley to elect our leaders for next term in Medley. So let us all be part of that positively selecting the leadership and also be part of that secondary team under each position, contributing positively, not only for making the Medley the best club, but a healthy one too, with a clear vision and mission. Because as a member, we expect the best experience from the club meetings. The best takeaway for what we invest the time and money for. Members do get their best. For the members to get their best, we should have a good set of hardworking officials. And when these roles get reversed, and when one of us become the leaders of the club, the performance bar cannot be lowered. XCOM roles in a larger community like Medley is a mini management course by itself. Like to maintain the ethos of the club, most of the time, a process of succession is made. So in a span of 3 years, when you become the president of the club, it's more like completing a mini MBA where you get to learn the finance management, conflict resolution, time management, servant leadership, and even designing. So let me summarize. With all that experience that I had in Toastmasters and the journey that I love, as I said, it's an addiction that I had. So let me summarize what we should do to make our Medley a best club. To all the members, let's enjoy to smell the roses and the journey of Toastmasters where leaders are not born, are made but not born. Let's think out of the box ideas like the drama or short film competition so that the mutual relationships will improve and be positively part of the leadership selection and the team with them to learn and experience where the servant leadership is all about. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Raghunath sir. That was a lovely speech, really, and liked the way you spoken and what Toastmasters mean to you. I appreciate your point of view on this. Moving on to our next speaker, we have the third speaker who will be our Diya Tyagarajan, who will be technically our entertaining speaker. Diya Tyagarajan. Before I call Tyagarajan on, can I please have Renu Narayan to provide a preview of his speech, please?
Thank you, TM Modi. Hi, good evening, all Toastmasters and guests. Today, my target speaker is Toastmaster Tyagarajan. He'll be delivering a speech from Project 5 from CCD Manual. It is Speaking After Dinner. His title is Every Scar Should Be Converted to a Star. Now, the purpose of this speech is for him to deliver an entertaining speech after a meal. And he should have a theme for the speech, and the speech should be entertaining in the sense it should have humor and a few small anecdotes, but all of this should be connected to the theme. And yeah, this is to keep the audience engaged so that they don't fall asleep, especially since after a meal everybody feels sleepy. I suppose that will probably pertain to our meeting as well, since all of us have had lunch and probably in a sleepy mood. So over to my target speaker, Toastmaster Tyagarajan. All the very best.
Toastmaster Renu. Now over to my project presentation. The title of the speech is Every Scar Should Be Converted into a Star. Now, let me begin. Salutations. So again, I make you. Yes. How can it be otherwise? Yes, it was all a bombshell. Yes. So, esteemed audience, be in my shoes. You are tying nuptial knots to your sweetheart and then dreaming of honeymoon and next day in the office, you are surrounded with transfer orders. Yes. You are being kicked out of Chennai to a remote place in Bihar. And I pleaded with my authorities, very forcefully. But they cited public exigency. Yes. Then I had no choice but to bite the bullet. Yes. My sweetheart intervened and then said, "Oh, hubby," she said, "see, you cannot expect sunshine all the while, hubby. Life is like a roller coaster. You take it. There is a premonition in my mind that your stay in Bihar will be a brief one, I believe," she said. So, pearls of wisdom, I agree. But I had to swallow it like a bitter pill. Then, Bhagalpur, yes. That was the place where I had to report and was also to work. Yes. Yeah, for me, it appeared like a Sahara desert, though it was not literally so. A sleepy village, yes, located far, far away from the madding crowd. Problems piled up, which I had to face. Communication was a burning problem. Yeah. I didn't know the ABC of Hindi. And added to it, yes, wheat products allergized my body system. There were plenty of shallows and miseries. Yes, above all, to capital, after office hours, time hung heavily on me. And I became a voiceless victim of stagnant idleness. Yes, that was it. I wrote a strong letter to Radha. Yes, that was my sweetest name. Radha, you should understand the pitiable plight of a married bachelor. Huh? Yes, I was a married bachelor, a paradoxical situation. And you know what kind of miseries I face, I told you. Better you come over here, Radha. We can establish a household, no problem at all. But Radha wrote a different kind of reply in a different tenor. Oh, hubby, yes, time and patience are two great values. You know that? Yes. All difficulties should be converted into opportunities. And frustrations, if you have any, should be changed into fascinations. And worry should all be converted into wisdom, you know that. Please take it from me. And you know, in a nutshell, every scar should be converted into a star. Ah, yes. Oh, but you have raised in your communication, darling, that time hangs heavily on me. Shall I suggest a sweet antidote? Yes. Why can't you take up some departmental examinations which are pending? The last, yes, this suggestion struck my mental chord precisely. Yes, why can't I do it? I thought of myself. And she further motivated me that when I said, but darling, departmental examination has nothing to do with my prospects. Yes, they will little brighten my prospects. For this she replied, yes, don't you know Swami Vivekananda saying, to work you have the right, but not to the fruits thereof. Yes, 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 I had to concur with her. It was a kind of motivation. The motivation was so productive and positive that I focused all my attention in my departmental examination. In due course of time, things start moving in my favor. Yes, subtly, I started learning Hindi, broken Hindi. Communication was no more a problem. And wheat products were also no more a problem for me. Yes. And as I started speaking in Hindi, yes, it was a blessing for me because I am not a polyglot. You know that. So I learned Hindi a little bit. And so Biharis, yes, because many Biharis started interacting with me very closely. And they even invited me to the house. Yes, I developed a fascination for Bihari culture. Ah, holy festival. How it was exciting for me. Yes, that was the riot of colors. Yes, I can never forget the visual treat I enjoyed during the holy festival. And meanwhile, Radha's frequent correspondence peppered up my spirits. Right? And I took up my departmental examinations at Patna. Time was no more a problem for me, as I said earlier. Yes. And after that, following that, I wrote a letter to Radha. Please drop in here. We can go around Bihar. She did come. And we went around Bihar, visiting various tourist spots. Yes. And then came a sweet news which wafted me to cloud nine when I visited office. Yes, I have come out with flying colors in my departmental examinations, scoring sky-high marks. Did he achieve it? Yes, yes. It is not dream, it is real. I thought our myself. And Shakespeare said in Hamlet, when sorrow comes in, it comes in battalions. But what did he fail to say was, it is also applicable for joy. Yes, joy comes successively. For me, joy came successfully for me. Next day, I received another order, stating that since because of my enhanced qualification, I have been promoted to a higher cadre. I have been elevated to a higher cadre. Yes. Not only that, besides, I received another order for want of vacancy in Bihar. Yes, I have been transferred back to Chennai. Everything unbelievable. Yes, and happiness, my joy, doubly redoubled. And you know, share, if you happiness shared, his happiness doubled. Yes, in a lengthy missive to Radha, I mentioned all the joyous events which I have experienced. And, you know, yes, the lips of mine, yes, which that cut the authorities who were instrumental in my transfer, now the same lips blissfully blessed them. Yes, Toastmasters. Yes, I get the potentialities to convert a scar into a star very triumphantly. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that. It was a very interesting speech. I quite liked your point of view on that. Moving on.
Sir, did you hear? Did you hear, sir? My speech, did you all hear?
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
yes, we
sir.
did.
Yes, sir.
Yes, hear?
Yeah.
No, I don't hear you. Did you hear all?
Yes, we heard you.
Yes, sir. We heard you.
Okay, that's what I want. Okay.
Moving on to the now, I think we come to the one part of the Toastmasters for today's session. So I'd like to introduce Rangarajan, who will be our table topics master for the day. Rangarajan, can you please tell us about the table topics and call upon the various speakers for the impromptu speeches?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Hello, good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Table topics helps members practice the art of improvisation and the ability to think on our feet. This helps us develop 4 vital communication skills: listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. I will call upon members and guests randomly to give a speech on any particular topic. If possible, please pin me onto your screen so that you can be ready when your name is called. As mentioned by the timer, each speaker will be given 1 to 2 minutes to speak on a topic. During these times of COVID-19, we must have hope and envision for a brighter future. With that thought, let's delve into today's table topics. My first speaker for the day is DTM Sampath sir. And the topic for him is a dream that came true. DTM Sampath, a dream that came true. DTM Sampath, are you there?
Sorry, I didn't unmute fully. I pressed it, it didn't work. Now, okay? Hearing me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Good afternoon, tabletop master Ranga and fellow Medlians. The name dream has got different connotations in Indian background. Americans call dream, but we will call it an ambition or a plan. In India, they say, oh, he is simply dreaming, means it is bad. He is detached from reality. That is the meaning of the dreams. So in my case, I never had dreams in that bad sense. So never was a dream that came true. But I had a lot of plans, a lot of ideas, which I used to work out. Especially, I have developed a knack of working back the time. If I want to achieve something at a particular time, I will work back my time schedule and incorporate it in my plan. So I will say most of the plans I have made have come true. Very few of them which did not were due to totally extraneous factors like, say, Corona and lockdown. So there are so many dreams, so many plans I can talk about which have come true. My retired life, I am really enjoying. I have planned for my retired life with multivarious interests and activities. I have developed a lot of background so that the 24 hours or whatever remains after sleeping is not a problem at all. So in the recent background, I will say a plan that has come true for me is good retired life despite whatever Corona might try to do. Back to the TT Master.
My next speaker is going to be Saravanan. Saravanan, are you ready?
Yeah, hi, ready.
The topic for you is what is the future of spectator sports like football, cricket, or kabaddi?
Thank you to the TT Master.
Can you speak a little louder?
Is it okay now? Is it okay?
Still feeble.
Okay, let me come closer to my mic.
Others, can you hear you?
Yeah,
now it's okay.
Okay, right. So what is the future of spectator sports? Okay. So I think, we are thinking about the context of what we are currently having, right? So because of this pandemic, what will be the future for all the contact sports? That is what the context here is. But I believe the world has gone through many sufferings in the past because of the dream, we have the courage to pursue them. So even for that dream also, every sportsman, everybody are having that dream to ensure that the contact sports, whether it is football or cricket or kabaddi, whatever it is, it will thrive forever. Why I'm saying here is, it is not the first pandemic that has come in the world. We have gone through several pandemics, but this is the first time we are coming through this lockdown. But I'm very sure that we will be able to come through that. And because of that, what I feel here is the contact sports will thrive forever because there is a lot of money that is involved in contact sports. For example, cricket, you take IPL, how many crores of money is involved in that? Do you think that the spectators will leave that? Do you think that the owners will leave that? Do you think that the partners will leave that? Never. There will be always an opportunity to come out of that with flying colors. So I'm very sure that whether it is our life or contact sports or anything for that matter, that will thrive and we will come successful beyond this. And I'm very sure, because we have to hold our dreams. For if the dreams die, life is like a broken winged bird that cannot fly. So what we have to do here is we have to come out of the situation, we have to thrive. And I am very sure, whether it is contact sports or we or you or Toastmasters, everything will survive. Over to you, TT Master.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alan. That was a good explanation and very positive one. My next speaker, I would like to call upon Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good afternoon, Abhimanyu. Your topic for today is what will be your mindset when multiplexes open up? What will be your mindset when multiplexes open up?
All right. See, I'm not a. First of all, hello, fellow Toastmasters. And first of all, I'm not a I do not do so much of shopping. I would go basically to decathlon shopping, since I'm missing my swimming classes. And also, if I want to do some exercises at home, I don't have the yoga mat. So instead of going to this big complexes and doing shopping like that, I will better prefer to go to decathlon, purchase things for my cycling and that yoga mat. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all. That's all from
Thank you
my
very
side.
much. Thank you very much. I'm going to be calling upon TM Mithun Ramesh. Mithun Ramesh, are you there?
Am I audible?
Oh yes, you are audible.
Yeah.
My question to you is, a positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. Your comments. A positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. Your comments.
Yes. Obviously, if you start your day with a positive energy, everything looks bright. You are what you reflect. Let me share one incident with you. One day I was going to office. I was wearing a jean, and I went to refill my petrol tank. I refilled and keep my wallet properly. And the inevitable happened. What happens if you don't keep your wallet properly? It falls down. It fell down. And one gentleman who was above 60 years of age, he saw my wallet falling down. So he continuously honked at me. But I thought he was a rogue driver and he wants me to move away so that he can grow fastly. So I didn't give attention to him. I blocked this way. Mind you, he was 60 years old. So I had to stop near a traffic signal. Eventually, he caught me. He caught me and told me, "Son, your wallet fall down. That's why I was continuously honking at you, but you mistook me." At that moment, I felt so ashamed. I felt disgusted about myself that he was trying to help me, but I mistook him. So the idea is, even though I was being bad to him, he was so good to me. He was with a smile, he helped me. That changed my day. That changed my perception. So if you have a positive energy, if you share your positive energy with people, they change. All these years I was blaming society. I was thinking that why this society is so selfish, because actually I was so selfish. It was not the society. So he opened my eyes. He showed his positivity to me, that I learned something on that day, and from that day onwards I would help others. I will not show the same negativity to others. So have a positive thought. Start your day with a positive thought. Don't show negativity, even if other people are showing. Showing angry back towards you. You can change. You will have a fine day, and you will make others' day so meaningful. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you so much for your personal experience, Mithun. My next speaker is guest Pavithra. For her, the question is, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Guest Pavithra?
Yes, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Got it.
Correct.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Thank you, Rangarajan, for giving me the opportunity to speak this afternoon. I strongly believe in the topic. It's a very beautiful topic that's given. People who believe in the dreams definitely succeed. So we also heard speaker Raghunath Nair, who spoke about smell the roses. He spoke about envisioning people enjoying the journey, people who envision dreams, not just have to think about reaching the end point, but also think about the journey. I would when we were trekking one of
Hello. Ms. Pavithra?
we rise from the. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. It's choppy.
All right. When we went, okay.
Go ahead, please.
When we went for the trek, we were imagining a beautiful sunrise. However, the day when we had gone to the peak, when we reached the peak, it had started to rain and we didn't get to see the sunrise. Eventually, when expecting to see the sunrise, we didn't enjoy the journey. We dreamt, but we didn't enjoy the journey while trekking. During that trek, I learned it's a very, very important thing to not just envision and think about the end point of but also to enjoy the journey.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guest Pavithra. My next speaker is going to be DTM Thomas. For him, it's going to be a song from an old movie called The Man Who Knew Too Much, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. And his topic is Que Sera Sera. Whatever will be, will be. DTM Thomas? Thomas?
So actually, he's on mute.
Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future is not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. But for this song and the belief of millions the world over in the ethos, the basic meaning of the song, you would have had more suicides than deaths caused by COVID. It's been a terrible time for people, 40 days or more, losing their near and dear ones for no crime of theirs, all over the world, not just India. Imagine, but for that basic optimism in human being, how would you ever feel like continuing when an unseen little seamy, slimy little thing brings the whole world down on it? It's always the nature that makes sure that even against the worst situations, that little seedling waits for its turn. When the rain falls, the sapling comes out. Same way, here we are, so many saplings waiting for 40 days, ready to wait for more days to come out and meet people and resume life. That is the basic optimism of the living human being, of the living being, not just humans. So let's not take pride in this. It's the way we are structured. This is the way we are programmed by nature to make sure that we continue, this earth continues along with its fauna, and we are also part of that cellular organizing settings. Therefore, no reason to feel bad or good, but it's in us. We are programmed to overcome difficulties and go along in this difficult road with a song. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tom. My next speaker is going to be Toastmaster Ashwin Anand. Ashwin, you there?
Yes, I'm there. I'll just.
Good evening. For you, the topic is going to be keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. We'll share the screen with you. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much once again for connecting, all of you for connecting together. I'm very glad, I'm very happy to be connected through at least the Zoom calls. And a wonderful topic. It's more of what is it's called a humility is called as a best virtue anybody can have. So whatever heights we grow, the best thing what we can have, it is always said, is a humility. It is said the best aspect a person can carry, it is said the humility aspect. And if you take any great people, people like Walt Disney or Steve Jobs, whenever we always listen about them or we always speak about them, their ambition and the dreams are extremely big. But whenever we speak to them or when you read their books, the simple factor what we get is they are as good as us, and they had the same 24 hours of time that we had, the same limitations that we have, and the vision, the view and the vision are just extraordinary. This just proves everybody can go as high as them, or the leap in their life can be much larger and bigger. And whatever heights we grow, the most important quality that we need to possess is humility, and to keep our feet always on the ground. That the satisfaction it gives is really. And thank you, Toastmasters. Thank you all for this program. And over to you, Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Ashwin. That was very enlightening. My next speaker is Toastmaster Sharanya. Toastmaster Sharanya?
Yes.
The topic for you is how has the power of positive thinking helped you? How has the power of positive thinking helped you?
Okay. So, how the power of positive thinking has helped me?
That's right.
Yes. So, once after, like, I was given an opportunity to participate in speechcraft, and that was conducted by our Medley Toastmasters in Fidelity. So that is in our office. So first time, like, I was really very nervous, and there was, like, I still remember there was Priya and Renu, like, conducting the sessions, and I was literally scared, like, will I be able to come and stand before such an audience, and will I be able to start talking? But in spite, there was something positive in me that I will be able to achieve a good progress in my communication in, like, few speeches. So first, when I started my first speech, I was very nervous to meet the timing. I was, like, very nervous to complete with it. It was like a 3-minute speech. I got, like, too nervous to complete the speech. I was happy that whenever the green card is rolled, I have to, like, stop. But when the second speech, it gave me, like, too much of improvement, that positivity that I had the positivity that I have to win the speech. So on the second speech, I tried my hard best. I was able to give an okay performance. But in the third speech, it was a 100% clear speech. I was still positive that I can improve myself more, and I got the best speaker that day. So that really made my positive attitude win the speech. So positivity always helps us to grow better and gives us more confidence. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much. It's a very, very confident and positive speech. My next speaker is going to be Toastmaster Guru Rajan. For him, the topic is going to be give yourself time to fulfill your dreams. Toastmaster Guru Rajan, the topic is give yourself time to fulfill your dreams. Toastmaster Guru Rajan. Hello. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, so thank you, table topic masters. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. So the topic given is give yourself time to fulfill your dreams. Yes, I think I'll be able to relate this topic very close to myself. I'm basically a marathon runner, so just when I started running 3 years before, I was not able to even run for 100 meters. My heart rate was beating above 150 or 160 beats. So I thought running is not going to, I cannot run for a long time. And I also had an accident a couple of years before. I thought I'll just quit it. But somehow something inside me was pushing me a lot to overcome, was telling me, I think, Guru, I can just go ahead and you can do it. So slowly I started practicing myself, strengthening my legs. So from 100 meters, it moved into the 200 meters or 500 meters. And recently in January this year, I completed my first half marathon of 21 kilometers. So yes, over a period of time, I think is something if we put our effort in whatever the things that we do, is we can fulfill our dreams. That is what. Yes. Over to table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Guru Rajan. It's very inspiring. My next speaker is going to be Toastmaster Lakshmi Ramesh. For her, the topic is who has had the greatest impact in your life?
Hi. Good evening, Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Can you please repeat the topic, please?
The topic is who has had the greatest impact in your life?
Greatest impact of my life. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this opportunity given to me. Okay. So last 2 months I was not able to attend the meetings since I was not well, and now I'm little bit better to join. Thank you so much. And see, the greatest impact of my life is, I can say, my husband. My hubby has a willpower like anything. See, once he met with an accident, but it is a very terrific. He had a multiple bone injuries, and he doesn't. We never thought that he will be back or something. So he had a greatest willpower to come up, but whatever the journey he had, whatever the struggle he had in his life, I can't say in a word that uh, at least 2 years he was in bedridden, and then he came up. Now he is perfectly all right. The power he had in his life to come up is made me a greatest impact in my life. And also I'm teaching the same willingness to my children as well. For whatever happens in our life, we have to be very strong to approach them. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful speech. My next speaker is going to be Toastmaster Zakir Hussain Amin. For you, the topic is talk about a movie that you saw recently.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster. Table topic Toastmaster. I'm Zakir here. the latest movie I have seen is Kareeb Kareeb Single, a movie by Irfan Khan. Maybe it's one of the finest movie I have ever seen. It reflects the very minute angles of human reflections and the likes and dislikes of a man and a woman. And anyone who watches this movie will be definitely will be getting into that movie because the finest feelings each and every human has for other person, and how to respect others and others feeling, how to live your life in a very happy and meaningful way. The movie was really touching movie. Though it is in English, Hindi movie, the English subtitles were there. The people who are not well versed with that, they can go well with the movie. And really, I was really touched by the moment the director Tanuja Chandra has done to how to touch upon a elderly man and a lady, how they connect together and travel together to see their exes, and finally picturized and in a very good Excel locations. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Zakir. My next speaker is going to be Pranav Sudarshan. For him, I have a trick question. And the question is,
yes, sir.
Don't give up on your dreams. Keep sleeping.
Okay, sir. Thanks for the topic. Yes, I'm someone who started dreaming big only until recently. So before that, I was not the kind of person who used to think I should do so many things. And I never was. Recently, yes, I've started dreaming a lot, and there are too many things that I want to achieve. And of course, I know with time and patience, as our speaker Raghunath Nair mentioned, which was a great point, very relevant to me, because I'm someone who wants to achieve everything within 1 year or something. But I've learned that with patience, a lot of time, with dedication and effort, things will happen one day. And there might be a day even when I'm sleeping, I might be making money. Uh, I might be running a company full of employees. So it's all up to God, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed and praying that that happens. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. My next speaker is going to be Rohit, Toastmaster Rohit. Good afternoon, Toastmaster Rohit. For you, the topic is something which is very close to your heart. What are you doing? What are the long-term benefits of working from home? Toastmaster Rohit? Hello.
Rohit, you are on mute.
Hello.
Rohit?
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible now. So the question is, what are the long-term benefits of working from home?
Very good afternoon to fellow Toastmasters and guests in this online forum, online meeting. So, the past couple of weeks, I've noticed that working from home is not that easy. For someone like me who has always been on the move and been physically present in office in various locations, I felt being stuck at home was a bit stuck at home, and my movements restricted. So it does take quite a bit of effort, discipline, and behavioral changes for someone to work from home, put in those extra 10, 12 hours at work. So it may not be, at this point of time, it may not be that the expectations working from home or deliverables may not be measured to that stringent timelines, but still your deliverables would be measured as per your working conditions. But in the future, working from home could be one of those practices that the organizations might look into. But it might benefit to a lot of people. But if it serves the larger society, larger requirements of the corporations, why not? They can change into they can change into a working from home pattern. But at the same time, they should also ensure that people have the flexibility to come to office and work as well, because not everybody would be comfortable working from home for a very long period of time. But it might serve a lot of people. But there could be a small population who would still prefer coming to work, showing up to work in the office. For someone like me who does travel to different locations in different cities, I think it does help to some extent. It was helping me, but now it has restricted quite a bit of work, and there are backlogs. But over a period of time, I think all this can be resolved. But working from home, it might have its own benefits. From a personal standpoint, I don't see anything, but corporations might look at it from a different point. Thank you. Over to you, TT Master.
Thank you very much, Rohit. My next guest is going to be Toastmaster Mega Ashok. Toastmaster Mega Ashok. Hello, can you hear me? Okay. This question I will redirect to Toastmaster Venkatesan. Toastmaster Venkatesan, you there? Okay. What, according to you, are the dream jobs in the next few years?
Yeah.
Toastmaster Venkatesan.
Nice topic, table topic, Master. What are the dream jobs for the next few years? Just imagine 20, 30 years back, Dhirubhai Ambani was interested in petrol. The first non-government organization is looking for petroleum, Reliance Petroleum and petrochemicals and other things. Now, you can take example of his son, Mukesh Ambani. He is investing money like Jio and Jio Fiber and other things. Now, it will be committed in data field only. Data is like a petrol, henceforth. That is why, like even in the pandemic stage, now only the IT people are working all over the world. Because of IT field, the banks are working, even the stock exchange, even the hospitals and other things. That is why my assumption is data is a dream job. Data related fields are a dream job. Especially it will be more advantage for the software engineers as well as the hardware engineers to survive in this world. Not product oriented companies like car manufacturing companies, automobile industries and other industries, because there will be heavy competitions will be there. That is why I suggest that data related oriented field is will have a dream job the coming year. Thank you, Table Talk Master, for the nice topic given to me.
Okay, and my final question for today goes to Toastmaster Sudha. Toastmaster Sudha, are you there?
Yeah, tell me, sir.
Yeah, your topic for today is, what is your favorite time of the year?
Favorite time of the year. I think this corona pandemic made me to stay home with and spend time with my children. So I think this time is my favorite time. So that's all.
Okay. Thank you. And with that, we come to the end of the table topic session. We had exciting and very informative session. Thank you very much, everyone. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Thank you very much. Really enjoyed that session. A lot of different points of view, a lot of interesting takes on the subject matter. So quite entertaining. Before I hand this off to General Radvita, I would like to call upon the timer to tell us all the qualified speakers for both the prepared speakers as well as the table topics.
Thank you, T. Modi. For prepared speeches, Toastmaster Varshini, Toastmaster Tyagarajan. For the table topic speakers, DTM Sambassar, Toastmaster Saravanan, Toastmaster Mithun Ramesh, Pavithra, DTM Thomas Sir, Toastmaster Ashwin Anand, Toastmaster Saranya, Toastmaster Guru Rajan, Toastmaster Lakshmi Ramesh, Toastmaster Zakir Hussain, Toastmaster Praveen, Pranav Sudarshan, Toastmaster Rohit, Toastmaster Venkateshan.
Thank you, Rangarajan. Sorry. Thank you, sir. Sorry. Thank you, sir. Just handing this off to the general value, Raghunath Mishra.
Thank you. Thank you, TM Modi. Welcome you all again. We all have joined Toastmaster to develop our leadership skills and the speaking ability by taking different roles of the Toastmaster. After taking up the roles, we must be doing a self-evaluation to evaluate ourselves, how we have done, how better we have done, whether the audience has accepted our speech or not. But it has an option to get a direct evaluation from the third party, which would help us in sharpening our skills more easily, because this involves the skill of dealing with public. So to evaluate today, we have 3 experienced Toastmasters whose evaluation is not only going to help the speakers, but also to the future speakers, as well as the role players and the audience. To start with the evaluation session, let me call on the first evaluator who by looks like a student, but he is a working professional with Infosys for more than 4 years. He is a voracious reader as well as a musician. He says, action speaks about your thought and dream, and without it, the thought and dreams are meaningless. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Jagan to evaluate Toastmaster Varshini. Over to Jagan.
So a mentor is someone who allows you to see hope inside yourself. And in Varshini's case, hope, talent, and 40 suggestions on a 4-line poster. So I will reiterate the objectives of the speech. The objectives of the speech is to define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring, to share some experience as a prodigy. These are the 2-point objectives of this particular speech. Now, what are all the positives of this speech and how Varshini has delivered this speech? First one, the quality of her mentor. So she has experienced this journey up until now with her mentor, and she has explained the qualities of her mentor. For example, he's punctual, specific, perfectionist. So the qualities that she envisions or she sees in her mentor was very well put in this speech. The second positive that I see is her own experience as a prodigy. So in the case of the misunderstandings that she has with her mentor, the quarrels, when she first met her mentor. So her own experience as a prodigy was brought out very well from the start of the speech till the end. Now this is with respect to the objectives of the speech. There are 2 auxiliary positives that I see in this particular speech, is that she handled the pressure well. There were a couple of distractions in her speech where she handled the pressure very well. The second auxiliary positive that I see is that she had accentuated on important words, be it expressing her content with her mentor, be it expressing the irritation that she feels on the suggestions that are being brought out. So the accentuation that she brought in her words while delivering the speech, which means the delivery of the speech, was well brought out. Now, what are all the areas of improvement that I see? The first and very important area of improvement is how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. Is your experience with your mentor is how Toastmaster envisions mentoring? Because this is a very important part of the objective, which will teach you how to be a mentor. You have to be a mentor. So how Toastmaster wants you to mentor people. Is what you see in your mentor, how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. This is the first part of the objective, which you could have brought it better. Now, how you could have brought it better, if you read the report of the Toastmaster, Introduction to Toastmaster, it mentions what are the qualities: experience, knowledge, positive, supportive, respectful, caring. So these are the qualities that Toastmaster envisions to be mentoring. So you could have brought them out. The second area of improvement that I see, what are the benefits that you derived as a prodigy? Now, you started off with a story. You could have an anecdote you started off with. You could have ended with that anecdote to mention these are the benefits that I've learned as a prodigy. So to sum it up, what are all the positives? The qualities of your mentor, your experience, you've shared that experience, and your experience as a prodigy. The auxiliary positives in terms of handling pressure when you were distracted and accentuating on important words to express your actual feelings. Areas of improvement, how actually Toastmaster envisions mentoring. Go back and do a review of the project again, and what are all the benefits that you received as a prodigy. So to sum it up, you have experienced this mentoring and hope you can gain the experience, use it better in your next speeches. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jagan, for this wonderful evolution. Our next evolutor is a dynamic personality and is very good at numbers. Even when he speaks, it is to the point, not a single word more, not a single word less. And probably this is the reason why he is professionally associated with banking industry and with Toastmaster since 2014. He says this current crisis of COVID-19 has instilled a habit of cleanliness and maintaining hygiene among us. To evaluate Toastmaster Raghunath C, let's call upon the Toastmaster Bala Murli. Over to Bala Murli.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So today we are living in strange times. We would have never thought that we'd be spending so much of oodles of time at home and working out of home most of the time, almost 99%, I would say 100% of the time. There's hardly any time we go outside the house. So at this juncture, we require a lot of motivation. We require a lot of push. So Raghunath Mishra speech today, which talks about it's a motivational speech that's titled, is a right antidote for the times we are living in. So Smell the Roses is a project for delivery of motivational speech. So let's see how his speech has motivated us and what are the good points and what are the improvements he needs to do in his speech. So Raghunath started his introduction very well. He set the right context by talking about what does it motivate people to join Toastmasters. Some people join for professional reasons. Some people join for personal improvements. So he set the right context. He asked the right questions so that people start getting interested. The audience gets interested there. And then he actually went into the body of the speech and he quotes his experience as a HR manager in Nissan, where 8 people come into the organization and then they probably get demotivated in 2 years if they don't get the kind of growth. Then he gets into the real meat of the topic when he says that how do people need to go? People need to spend a lot of time. They need to have patience. They need to work on their limitations, work on their career over a period of time to make it really effective. So finally, he was able to connect even to the Toastmasters journey and how one as a Toastmaster can improve themselves. So these are the good aspects which came out of the speech. So let me summarize quickly. Good information, good introduction, setting the context, connecting to the audience, and re-emphasizing the title very often, bringing Toastmasters into the context here. And what did not go well, I'm not sure whether I would call this as a motivational speech, because when somebody hears a motivational speech, they need to get charged up there. I think the emotional quotient is very, very important. So for me, it looked more like an educational and information speech there. So this emotional hook is something which is very, very important for a motivational speech. And second thing which is very, very important is using a storyboard, using a very, very nice story to actually connect it and make it relevant to the audience. And finally, I think there is a lot of time left. There is almost 10 to 12 minutes, but I think the speech got over in 9 minutes itself. So there is option for a lot more content. Very good speech. All the very best, Toastmaster Raghunath, for your future speeches.
Thank you, Toastmaster Balamurli, for this encouraging evolution. Now let's move to our next evaluator. In a pack of 52 cards, there are 2 jokers additional, which actually motivates the player by taking different roles according to the need. And this evaluator is similarly playing a role whenever there is an unfortunate absence of any person or a speaker or a evaluator. This person jumps in. Besides playing the role of the president of a club, she's also readily available for fitting herself into any of the roles that the situation demands. She's a motivator for me. She's a motivator for each and every newcomer for this club by her encouraging words. With that, let me call our third evaluator, DTM Sugandhi, to evaluate Toastmaster Tyagarajan. Over to DTM Sugandhi.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, and for calling me a joker. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Toastmaster Renu had some problems with her internet connectivity, and hence she could not play the role of the evaluator for the prepared speech, and hence I'm stepping in. Toastmaster Tyagarajan, it was a delight to listen to your speech after a very long time. Today you delivered the after dinner speech, speaking after dinner from the entertaining speaker manual. So this project required you to keep the audience entertained after a heavy meal. How easy it was for us to follow your speech, and how you were at ease in delivering jokes or anecdotes, and how well you held the audience attention. So today you delivered a light-hearted speech in which you narrated how you wore your heart on your sleeve and persuaded your determined wife Radha to join you at Bihar. I found this speech quite interesting because it didn't have any complications, and it was a conversation between a married bachelor husband and a determined wife. So it was very easy for me to connect very well with your speech, and not to mention that I know both you and your wife quite well. So this through this entertaining speech, you brought to light how you relentlessly pursued your wife to come over there to Bihar. So in this speech, you effectively used your voice modulation, and through that voice modulation, I was able to understand how much you suffered in solitude. So throughout your entire speech, you brought out how a young husband earns for his wife and to join him in his place of work. So brilliant use of voice modulation, which I felt was very good for a speech that has to be delivered after a heavy meal, because you have to keep your audience eyes wide open and to listen to you quite attentively. I also like the brilliant use of idioms and excellent play of words, which made your speech all the more interesting, like voiceless victim, stagnant idleness, married bachelor, and so on and so forth. So you also moved on to give us a picture where we felt sorry for you, and towards the end you brought out saying that how you used your time to come out of your solitude and was able to make it into a productive one. So as an entertaining speaker, where I felt you could have done a little better, where the voice of the speech or the theme of the speech, I found it to be more motivational than entertaining. And also, if you could please look into the camera and look at your audience, I think we will be able to better connect with you. All in all, a good play of words, a light-hearted speech, and thank you for motivating and entertaining us on how a scar can be converted into a star. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Sugandhi, for this wonderful evaluation. By the way, my intention is that you are a joker with a motivation, not a simple joker. Thank you. With this, we come to the end of our evaluation section, and it is now time to go for the timer tag report. So to start with, let's go to our timer. Timer, please read your report in detail.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So far, for the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Varshini take 4 minutes 50 seconds. Toastmaster Raghunath Nair 8 minutes 51 seconds. Toastmaster Tyagarajan 10 minutes 17 seconds. For the General Evaluator sessions, Toastmaster Jagannathan took 3 minutes 37 seconds. Toastmaster Balamurali 3 minutes 8 seconds. Toastmaster Sugandhi 3 minutes 29 seconds. Under the table topic section, DTM Sambat sir 2 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Saranan 1 minute 54 seconds. Toastmaster Abhimanyu 50 seconds. Toastmaster Mithun Ramesh 2 minutes 7 seconds. DTM Thomas sir 2 minutes 14 seconds. Guest Pavithra 2 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Ashwin Anand 1 minute 37 seconds. Toastmaster Sharanya 2 minutes. Toastmaster Guru Rajan 1 minute 20 seconds. Toastmaster Lakshmi Ramesh 1 minute 44 seconds. Toastmaster Zakir Hussain 1 minute 24 seconds. Toastmaster Pranav Sudarshan 1 minute. Toastmaster Rogi 2 minutes 29 seconds. Toastmaster Venkateshan 2 minutes. Toastmaster Sudha 16 seconds. Thank you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohan Sundaram. Now let's move to our next tag player, our counter. Toastmaster Lovely, please share your report.
Hello Ji, the Varshini has one pause. Toastmaster Raghunath Ne has clean speech. Thai Rangarajan has 2 filler words and 2 repetitions. And coming back to TT speaker, DTM Sampath has clean speech. Sarvanan has 1 repetition. Abhimanyu has 1 pause, 1 filler word. Mithun Ramesh has 2 filler words, 2 repetition of words so and I. Guest Pavitra has 6 filler words, 1 repetition. DTM Thomas sir has 1 filler word. Ashwin Anand has 3 filler words, 1 repetition. Venkateshan has 1 filler words. Saranya 6 filler words, 1 repetition. Guru Rajan 2 filler words. Lakshmi Ramesh 1 filler word, 1 repetition. Zakir Hussain 1 filler word. Pranav 1 filler word. Rohit, 2 pauses, 5 filler words. Coming from evaluators, Jagan has clean speech, Bala Murli has 2 filler words, and Sugandhi ma'am has clean speech. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Lovely, for the report. Let's move to our grammarian report to Toastmaster Amita.
Thank you, GE. So this is my grammarian report. Looking at our meeting today, I just realized that all our speakers, our evaluators, role players, everybody went in a very poetic tone where everybody had at least 1 or 2 wonderful usages. I started with having a very small paper, but then I ended up getting so much because today's grammar and language usage really astounded me. So starting with the RTMOD Karanjit, the whole theme of the day itself was a new word, Futurama. And then we had words like prodigy, smell out our roses. Uh, our speaker Tyagarajan brought in a lot of Shakespeare and outstanding usages like bitter pill, burning problem, bizarre, stagnant idleness, paradoxical situation. In a nutshell, every scar should be converted into a star. And sweet anecdote, voiceless victim, and many poetic devices and metaphorical stuff like blissfully blessed and all that. And coming to the TT session, we had many speakers using words which was very useful, like detached from reality, broken winged, unseen teeny slimy thing like the coronavirus. Even the little saplings wait for its turn, programmed by nature, and keeping the fingers crossed. And there are few people who've used the word of the day, like evaluator Jagannathan used the word 3 times. He also used words like auxiliary, positives, accentuating, and the word of the day was also used by the TT master of today, Rangarajan. And yet another, like a few other outstanding usages like oodles of time and owned your heart in the sleeve, own your heart on your sleeve, and solitude. So that's my report for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amita, for this wonderful report. Give a big applause to all the tag players who have done excellent job today. Thank you. Now it is the time for me to give my feedback for this meeting. But before that, I would request you to vote for the best speaker, best table topic speaker, best tag player, best role player once you get the link in the chat window. Now, to evaluate this meeting, let me start with the positive things. The meeting started dot on time, and the speakers were nicely prepared their speeches and delivered their speeches. Excellent table topic by our table topic master. And the whole session went smoothly. Evaluations were very effective. The positive points were given to the speakers, as well as the areas of improvement has also been suggested, which was quite motivating. On the other hand, few points or few suggestions for improvements. The timer role still has some glitches at the time of ringing the bell and all. So we need to make it practice it more. The videos can be switched off when we are not we are in a slack time or in our personal time. At times, to relax ourselves, we keep engaging in some activities which is quite distracting. So that can also be stopped. overall, it is a very good session. And with this, I would like to hand over the uh, podium to TM Modi, Toastmaster Karanjit.
Thank you, Raghunath sir. Great meeting. I think this time around, I think everyone did a lovely job. Every person brought their A game to the table today. With that in mind, I like to, is the link ready for voting? Okay. One second. Once I think the link is up, there it is. The link is now posted in the group chat room. So if you mind guys clicking on that, please go ahead and vote for all your favorite role players for the day. That in mind, I'm going to go ahead and hand over back to the present DTM Srivanti. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karanjit, for taking us through a very interesting and a new theme and a quite an apt one for the present circumstances. Okay, so since this meeting marks the first milestone of our online meetings, our VPPR wants to capture all of us bubbling with a lot of enthusiasm. So I request all of you to please switch on your video so that we can take an online group picture. I cannot call it a selfie, but a group picture.
Screenshot.
Yeah, screenshot, yes. And she has specifically instructed all of us to have our hands like this, a thumbs up. So I request all our members and guests to please switch on your video so that we can capture this lovely moment. And Varshini, I think once we're all ready, you can go ahead and take the picture.
I more have to turn on.
This is very hard to hold up quickly.
Okay, fine. Go ahead. Yeah, I get done.
All right, thank you. All right, since this marks the 10th online meeting milestone, I would like to hear from some of you how was your transition from our regular physical meeting room to this online platform? Would you like to share something with all of us?
Yeah, I have a challenge of the body language. Standing and speaking keeps me more concentrated on the topic rather than sitting, and there is always some consciousness going behind my mind, like how it is, whether who is looking and all that is. So that is there. Eye contact and all are the challenge. That's what I have noticed. I will try to improve. Yeah.
Just to kind of add on to that, I think the great thing about doing these online meetings, it is giving us an idea of how to approach like video online meetings going forward, whether you're in a conference room or whether you're doing a speech from home, as we were saying. But it actually tells us how to center yourself on the screen. It's a skill set by itself, right? So we're actually, this is a good learning space for everyone involved, because it's about centering yourself, these are certain things that you'll learn. I think that's the positive that's coming out of these online meetings. Yes, maybe in 1 second I'll do that. But yeah, I think that's kind of it. Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else wants to share any thoughts with us?
I'd like to share.
1 second later.
Yes, sir.
So I believe this is how close we can get to a office environment, because in an office environment you don't get to stand and speak with all body language. Nobody will laugh at your jokes. Quite frankly, I've tried. Nobody will laugh, and even if you try, they will look at it as if you are an alien trying to do it. So this is as far as we can close to get a corporate environment, and to do speeches in this forum. It's a training for us in real life, how we can implement this in real life to keep the audience engaged through a virtual medium. And that's a biggest lesson that we can learn from this.
Thank you, Jagan. Let's move on to hear from our guest, Toastmaster Guru Rajan. Would you like to share a few words with us?
Okay.
You joined our meeting first time.
Yeah, so thanks for the opportunity, Toastmasters Sugandhi. So just to give you a little bit of background to the other Toastmasters, I am Guru Rajan. I am presently with the Nokia Solutions Network. I was a Toastmaster 7 years back. In fact, DTM Sugandhi was my mentor for initial few CCs. Then she moved into a different role. Then Toastmaster Guru Prasad was my mentor. I have completed my CC and CL in the old books from the old chapters. Due to some professional commitments and other priorities, I could not continue my Toastmaster journey during these years. So it was always there in my to-do list to join back again. Somehow I think I was somehow I landed in today's meeting. So it was not planned session. So yes, it is always good to be back in the Toastmaster journey. I have reaped the benefits in the past, but I felt like I'm missing those. I think this is a platform wherein I should be there, and continue to achieve my professional priorities and improve on my communication and leadership skills. So looking forward to join Medley and looking forward for the first face-to-face meeting at Medley in Gandhinagar Club. I just stay a stone throw away from ITM Tharmani Park in the Gandhinagar. Looking forward to connect with all of you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Guru Rajan, and you're most welcome to join us. And we are also eagerly waiting to get back into a physical meeting room, anxiously waiting for it, if I can say so. Raghu, Saravanan, would any of you like to share any thoughts? You've been all quite regularly attending all our online meetings.
Sure. I think, this is the new normal nowadays, right? Because of this pandemic, everybody is working from home, everybody is attending the meetings from home. And this, I'm still learning, but the thing here is, it gives a perspective of, how we can do our meetings in office and what we can learn from here and what we can use in our office environment as such. So all these things are quite good. And I'm really surprised, 10 minutes have passed, but it doesn't look like that. So just like first or second, but time has passed by like anything. And this will be a new normal for another couple of months maybe. But we have to get used to that and have to do our best in that.
So the best part which I like is I avoid this 1-2 hours travel to and fro per day from my home. And that's the best thing which I gain out of this particular kind of mode of meeting. But I reflect Jagan's view that this is more close to what professional life is all about, and a lot of these camera things which we need to get in is something that need to be learned, and it can be very useful in the corporate world. So that's what I feel. But overall, I'm enjoying it, and I'm able to connect with a lot of people, and you'll see the attendees.
Thank you. So, any other members or guests who'd like to speak?
Sugandhi, this is Lakshmi Ramesh. Would like to share my views.
Yes,
This is the first online meeting I'm attending. Last 2 months since I was not able to attend. Okay, so I thought it was not possible to have online meeting to bring all the team members together and to run each and every part of the session. So this came true. Really, I enjoyed. I was feeling when I was in the Medley Club, the same feeling I had even at home. Really, I enjoyed the show. Thank you so much for each and everyone who arranged for the session, for this meeting. Thank you. Thanks for the team who made it possible. Thanks again. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. It was lovely having you with us after a very long time. It was quite refreshing to hear from you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks,
Sugandhi, I just wanted to add something. Building on what Raghu said, it is so true. Pathways actually prepares people to become better business executives. But missing was this component, the video, which is going to be the medium of tomorrow. So here you are preparing people to be ready, future ready business executives. So there I must also compliment the role players who have now mastered it. First, everybody has trepidation, and the trials people have taken. Sugandhi takes time off to give trials twice a week. It's all working very well. So I'm very happy for this development.
Thank you, sir. All right, so once again, let's cheer, hip hip hooray for all of us, because we seamlessly transitioned into the online platform. In fact, we were the one of the first few clubs in the district to switch over to online meetings without missing even a single regular meeting. And since then, we have been consistently meeting, and we also moved on to have additional meetings, joint meetings. So I think as members of Medley, we have really brought or risen the bar so high, and let's all hope that we continue to stay motivated till this curfew is broken, like how we broke our mental barriers. So let's stay positive and let's stay motivated, and let's stay connected through online platform. So let me move on to announce the best performers for the 10th online meeting. The best speaker for today is our effervescent VPPR Toastmaster, Varshini. The best table topic speaker is our Mr. Perfect Distinguished Toastmaster, Thomas Abraham. The best evaluator for today is our dynamic Toastmaster, Jagannathan. The best tag player is our charming grammarian Toastmaster, Amita. The best role player for today is our humble Toastmaster, Rangarajan. Okay, and since this is the beginning of month of May, I cannot say it's the beginning of summer, because at least for most of us who are in Chennai, it's been hot throughout the year, but as a season, it is the commencement of summer. And summer, what better can we think of, at least people like me can think of, is the king of fruits, mangoes available in Delhi. So take this opportunity to serve mango milkshake to all our Medley members. In case if some of you don't like the fruit mango, we will switch over to something next week. But for today, please download this tasty mango drink and enjoy it and have a good rest of the evening. With this, I would like to formally adjourn meeting number 561. We have our second meeting for this week tomorrow afternoon at 2:55 p.m. It will be a regular meeting with prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation. Please do bring in your family members if they would like to come and see what we do in an online platform. Please do invite your friends and colleagues also, in case if they have time to spare on a Sunday afternoon. With that said, thank you very much, Toastmasters, and let's open the floor to fellowship.